our theme. And I'm using movies to illustrate my point. For example, in 2016, 10 Cloverfield Lane surprised everybody by tying into a larger universe. And in 2017, we got the greatest X-Men movie they've ever made. In 2018, we knew this movie was going to be good, but we did not know that it would have such a cultural relevance, the Black Panther. And last year, in 2019, Knives Out deconstructed the whodunit genre of mystery movies. But 2020 gave us the hardest left turn that I think anybody's ever experienced, and it is appropriately called the dumpster fire. But does it have to end on such a sour note? I hope not. At least with this yo-yo, we see silver linings that help us to deal with the gray and dismal that we've been dealing with for the past few months. Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Definitive Yo-Yo, and I'm simply Mike. Today, we're looking at the YoyoFriends Peregrine, and as far as 2020 is concerned, it shows that there is light at the end of the tunnel. The Peregrine is the latest signature bimetal release for 2020 by YoyoFriends. This yo-yo looks to replace the Hummingbird as their new flagship model. Now, I did like the Hummingbird. It was very popular, even though, to me, it was a bit drop-near-esque. And I know Philip over at YoyoFriends doesn't share my opinion. As a matter of fact, it doesn't sit well with him at all. But I stand by my earlier statements. Other models by them include the Sync, the Dove, the Sunbird, the Ray Tracer, and the Magpie, the latter two of which were the most interesting. But if we're going to be honest, and we should, then it was all about that Hummingbird. And quiet as it's kept, they kind of put YoyoFriends on the map. But now exists our Peregrine in all its pristine and crispy goodness. Do you own one? I will say this about the yo-yo. It is very, very photogenic. As I've said before, I don't typically do unboxings, but it's nice to see YoyoFriends show a little consistency with this very nice box. Very nice presentation. In the same vein as the Hummingbird previously. I do realize that the lighting in here is a little dark. Add to that a black yo-yo with those wide colored rims, and this yo-yo doesn't really lend itself to a visual inspection of its size and dimensions. We're going to go outside in just a second. A little better. This is still a dark yo-yo. I do appreciate modest engravings. Nothing too elaborate and nothing that's going to get in the way of your performance. And this yo-yo follows suit like the Hummingbird before it. But that's it for the comparisons. This is almost nothing like the Hummingbird. I'll explain why in a little bit, but check out these colors. First up, we got this steel on pink. Next, we got the hunter green with the rainbow rims. And finally, we have our black on purple. Very nice. These are the first three colors, but knowing YoyoFriends, I'm sure there will be another run. Looks even better in this outside shot. But speaking of looks, this thing looks exactly like the Idolaz. So we're going to run a little comparison just to be on the safe side. With our Idolast on the left and our Peregrine on the right, you'll see that the diameter of each yo-yo is almost exactly the same. Although the body of each yo-yo is very similar, we see some small yet significant differences in the rims. The cup on this particular Idolast is defined by its engravings, but despite that, they're very similar. And the Idolast is a little heavier too, like legit heavier, maybe just a gram, but you do notice it. More differences include a legit IRG on the Idolast, not so much on the Peregrine. Here you can see the differences in the rims a bit more clearly. The Peregrine is bigger, thicker, and less angled. And as a result, you can feel it in the spin. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But for right now, let's check the stats. Noteworthy is the weight at 63.5 grams, which makes it light and nimble. But also, it's 7068, which I do enjoy. Compared to the Hummingbird, it is a little smaller in the diameter, but much wider. And it has a bit more power than the Hummingbird as well, making for an excellent flagship. As far as the play goes on this thing, it is noteworthy. The Idolast is a little bit faster, but less powerful, while the Peregrine is agile and a tiny bit better on the spin, as you could imagine with the heavier rims. I also find that I like it a little bit better than the Hummingbird. The performance on this thing is pretty stellar, and it is well worth the flagship status that Philip and the team at YoyoFriends intended. But next time, well, I got a little asterisk I need to put on the side of that, because it's time for me to take a break. I'm not gonna shut things down as violently as Darth Malgus. But I am gonna walk away just a little bit. For a little while. I will have videos up before the end of the year. But do you know, I've been doing this thing for over a year and a half without any break. It's a lot of yo-yos. So what I'll tell you is this. I do have a top 20, maybe 25 list of the yo-yos that released in 2020. And I'm also working on one more review before the year is over. But I'm slowing things down. Don't get mad. In closing, I'll say that I'm still available for any manufacturer or individual that wants me to review a particular yo-yo, but allow me to make this hero's journey on my own. I'll be back. Keep your eye open. Okay, on behalf of all my friends and yo-yo community at large, I'm simply Mike. This has been the YoyoFriends Peregrine Review, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.